Jacob F. Bryant, speaking with safety.
Hi, I'm Jacob F. Bryant, and I'm a landscape photographer. I'm super excited. I think, as we were talking about, the common thread of all my pictures is West Texas, and here we are in Austin, Texas, the center of Texas. So for me, like, it's the perfect way to share my work. Hopefully, a lot of people actually recognize the scenes, and hopefully, it makes them feel something. My photography is raw. It's what you see in a picture is what I was experiencing in that moment to the best that I was able to capture it. And at the end of the day, to me, that's what my photography is it's taking what is in front of me at face value and capturing that in a way that I can share it. I believe that especially in the subset of landscape photography that I've gravitated towards, I think I am fairly adept at photography and at editing, and I think when someone looks at my portfolio, they can. I think that comes across, whether or not someone really knows how to take pictures and edit pictures. All the pieces that I brought are different, but the common thread, there is one, and the common thread is West Texas. It's the brand of photography, the lifestyle of landscape photography that I was gravitated towards most when I moved to Texas. So all the pieces that I brought are from the two national parks in Texas, Big Bend National Park, Guadalupe Mountain National Park. I don't think I'm particularly naturally gifted. I've taken way too many bad pictures in my life to think that I'm naturally gifted. But I've also been told, probably more so in an encouraging fashion from my parents, that like, hey, you take great pictures, you have a great eye, which is probably more encouraging than anything else. And I think that encouragement helped. It helps young people stay with something as opposed to just giving it up. But I don't think I was particularly naturally gifted. I think I had to work a lot, and I think I had to take a lot of bad pictures to get to where I am now. I'd say people should get comfortable with their craft as close to home, spending as little money as possible. But as soon as they're comfortable with their craft, go somewhere epic. Really, the only thing that you can tell them is go to cool places and shoot more. If you don't go to cool places, your landscape photography is only going to go so far. My favorite part of being a photographer, it's probably twofold. I use it as an excuse to go places. The more that I can be somewhere, the more that I can go to different places or to the same place and experience it in a different way, the better. There's a lot of positive community that comes out of either the photography world or just the outdoor enthusiast world, and trying to find the center of that Venn diagram. I think I found a lot of good people. Some of my best friends to this day have came from the center of that Venn diagram. And I think that's probably, at the end of the day, my favorite part, is really experiencing what nature can offer, capturing it, and sharing it. So this was a moon setting near sunrise in Big Bend National Park again. The moon was just this perfect sliver of a crescent moon. and it was light enough outside to where you can see the shape of the dark side of the moon. You can see the spherical nature, but obviously you just see that like piercing crescent, and it was just contrasted perfectly against a nice gradient in a sunrise sky, and it was just this, again, perfectly serene kind of situation. Purple, I think in a landscape is, if I had to choose, I mean, I love all colors. I like things to be as colorful as possible, like a lot of people do. But purple is a surprisingly rare color to be naturally occurring. You have some purple flowers. Sometimes you'll get purple hues in the sky. But in terms of up against reds and oranges, yellows, a whole bunch of blues, there's a whole bunch of colors that you see all the time. And purples are a much less common color to see. So when I do see them, I try to make that a prominent fixture of the photograph, just because I like it. I like the color so much. It's a unique perspective and not something that occurs very often. Something I try to do at the end of every year is actually, again, just make a physical product of my work, because again, I don't print as much as I should. So it's just a fun thing to share with friends and family. And this one in particular, kind of like this whole gallery was like my love letter to West Texas. And so it was really cool that together they actually kind of both came together in a really special way. There's like 3 distinct parts to Big Bend. You have your mountain ranges, you have the river, and you have the desert, basically. So I love the desert. I love cacti. So what's cool about this, you have some prickly pear cacti in here. You do have some blooming. They're out of focus. Feature in Big Bend is called the mule ears. It's a lot of Big Bend. Actually, I think almost all of Big Bend has volcanic geologic history. So this is all like geologic volcanic remnants, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's like really philosophical. Like, it makes you wonder, like what is your place in the universe? But then, yeah, but yeah, it's just super nice, and you actually can see like the clouds of the Milky Way. I am not in the Space Force. No. Yeah, I wish. I'd go to space. So this is actually the only time I hiked this trail and actually like camped on the rim. I think if you asked me 2 years ago what my favorite part of being a photographer was, it would have exclusively been the landscape, being out somewhere and hopefully something in a situation that someone else hasn't experienced. But I think over the last couple of years, I get a bigger satisfaction of sharing those moments with other people that value and are inspired by that same type of work. There's a great group of other Texan landscape photographers, and the amount of support and the amount of pride and passion and everything else that goes with that. I think banding together and appreciating what everybody else makes and sharing what I make, I think is a really powerful part that I've started to appreciate more over the last couple of years. This picture, it's probably the most famous view in Texas, which is why I chose it for this reveal. It's as simple as that. It's in Guadalupe Mountain National Park. It is the top. It's the highest point in Texas. People flock from across Texas to go. They want to see what this view looks like from the top. And again, it was a long hike, a very steep hike. But seeing the sun throw its last rays of light over this like mountainous, rugged, desert type of landscape was something else, and to see that sun finally disappear off the horizon was just this awesome, surreal situation. And then hiking back down in the dark is a good way to cap it off.